Transformers of Eternia.
You're watching Transformers of Eternia. Now today I want to talk about the recent Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime reveals. But before I do that, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you for checking out my channel. Now back to the show. Okay, so here we got the brand new Commander Class Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, and I'm taking some images from the cartoon series, the original G1 cartoon, and kind of comparing, and I think he lines up pretty well with the G1 Optimus Prime. Even the head, I think, looks pretty close to the G1 version, and I think they did a great job on this thing. This is a Commander class, so usually those are really big Transformers that kind of fit into a weird scale, but like Jetfire or whatever. But lately they've been doing like Ultra Magnus and all that stuff, and they're doing better, more cartoon accurate versions of these things. So of course they had to do Optimus Prime. I mean, you'd think that would have been the first thing they did, but I guess whatever. For the Studio Series, I think they started out with Ultra Magnus for their Commander class for the Studio Series, which is cool. I got that one, and it's a very well made Ultra Magnus. And now doing Optimus Prime, he doesn't have a trailer to combine with, so you got to put a little bit of extra stuff into this guy to make it worth the value of how much this guy is going to cost. I think it's like $90 basically after everything's said and done, and after shipping and everything, I'm sure it's like $100. But yeah, this is a great looking Optimus Prime, and I do like how he looks, and even the windows are not like clear, so you know they're going to do a repaint and have the not so clear windows. But this one here actually has the windows done properly the first time, so once you buy this, you don't need to buy another one. And of course, unless it's a Nemesis Prime. That's what they're going to try to sell you next. But anyway, yeah. This looks great. I don't have a problem with this at all. I think this design looks very well done. So here we have the Optimus Prime a little closer so you can see his face and everything, and kind of get a better look at how he looks on his chest and his head and everything. And yeah, that face, that looks like a G1 Optimus Prime, like from the cartoon. Everything looks about right, I think. I don't think anything's off. I think this looks great. I don't have a problem with anything on this guy, honestly. The backpack doesn't look like it's super huge, really. It doesn't. It feels like, Earthrise. I have the Earthrise Optimus Prime, and that one was my favorite Optimus Prime until this one came along. But that one did have a long. It's like its legs were super long on that one, and it felt like he had longer legs than he should normally have, I think. And of course, that one wasn't exactly G1 perfect either. But this one actually has everything going for it. Even the brighter red, I think. The red is not so dark and dreary. It looks a lot more G1 Optimus Prime, like the cartoon. And here's some more pictures I put in here. All these pictures are floating out there. I just kind of took the image of Optimus Prime and kind of took him and put him at the forefront so you can see more about him. But yeah, you get the battle axe, of course. You have to include that for this price range. You have to include a lot of stuff as far as I'm concerned to fill out that price, because I just think that price is a little high, but I know what they're trying to do here. Anyway, but yeah, even the gun looks perfect. Everything looks great. The poses are very cool. I really like how they've done some poses, but obviously when you get the figure, you're going to have poses. And also the skirt thing there where you can lift up his leg, and it like has a little section that slides up instead of like it being one piece like Ironhide and Ratchet. It's good that they have that on this, because on Ironhide and Ratchet, that's like the only the only thing that I dislike about those. And I've seen people fix it, but I don't want to have to do it myself. Now here's a size scale here with the G1 Earthrise and then the new Commander class Optimus Prime. Anyway, this is the straight up information that they gave, and you can see that backpack a little more on there on the back, and it still kind of looks like a pretty decent, it's not super huge backpack, which is great and everything. So anyway, that's just what you get to see anyway. It looks like the wheels disappear into the legs, it looks like. And everything just looks really good, I think. And it's kind of weird that he stands a little taller than the leader, Earthrise Optimus Prime, though. That's kind of weird because that Optimus Prime, I think, is about the right scale. So this Optimus Prime, I mean, is this guy going to be a little bit closer to like the Ultra Magnus? I mean, obviously he's not going to be as tall as Ultra Magnus. I just don't want him to stand too like close to the size of the Dinobots. That's all. But yeah, here he is. He's got his matrix of leadership, which they have to include that for the price point, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they got it. They had it with the Earthrise one, though. So it's like, this is nothing new. We've seen this before. The chest kind of opens up a little bit more like in the cartoon or in the movie or whatever. And yeah, it's just everything is right. I mean, there's nothing out of that seems off about this. Everything seems about right. It is nice to see his hands are posable and all that, and his fists don't look. It's not like a hole in the side of his forearm there, where his fists would slide into. They filled in all the gaps pretty well. It looks like, so that's good. But yeah, this is just Optimus Prime doing his normal thing and what we normally get in every single incarnation of him nowadays, where you get the Matrix in some shape or form, and you get that in this, of course. So that's nice. So here we got Megatron being punched by Optimus Prime, just like in the movie and all that stuff. And you can see there's a lot more poseability there, obviously. Additional articulation, as they say. And that really just makes sense because, like I said, for the price point on this thing, you want it to get everything, all the bells and whistles that you want out of an Optimus Prime. Because this price point, let's be honest, this is like a masterpiece Optimus Prime, basically, only done in like the regular scale for the mainline stuff, and that's good. I'm actually happy that they're doing it that way, because I've always thought that they should do that scale, like the leader scale or whatever that scale is. I've always thought that they need to do that in more of a masterpiece type of theme, because you're paying a lot for these things now. And it's nice to have more articulation and more poseability with these things. Unfortunately, I don't think they're doing that with all the lines, like the video game series line or whatever. But anyway, here, getting back to Optimus Prime, this is him with his trailer doing his normal thing that they always want to show you that he can do, where he can store his gun and his axe in there, and he can have his trailer stand up or whatever. It's not a lot of detail going on in the trailer, but also you have to remember, this is copying the G1 cartoon. So there wasn't a lot of detail in a lot of those things. They didn't have a lot of like screens and like, you know, little extra things in there. So when you get the trailer open, doesn't surprise me at all that there's not any real like color in there other than the gray, because you're just going to get that because it's copying the cartoon, which makes sense. So I know a lot of people want to have like a little screen lighting up in there, or like a little bit more details or more paint, more stuff in there. And I agree, for this price point, you should have a little more. But this is copying G1, so that's probably why. And now, finally, they get the trailer fixed in the length anyway. That really makes me happy, because I am so tired of that Earthrise trailer. That was useless. They should have just sold us just the truck, and that's it. Just Optimus Prime and no trailer for that, because it was just kind of useless. The trailer was so short. It was insane. But now this trailer looks right. I love how long this trailer is. It looks like a normal trailer on a semi-truck, which is what this is supposed to look like. And I love how it's the Creek cartoon version, so it's got the gray instead of the blue lines and all that. Anyway, I just think everything looks great on this. And even where the wheels are, all the extra little things there, this looks like the masterpiece. That's what this looks like. This looks like a straight-up masterpiece Optimus Prime, just a little bit smaller scale. And you got Roller over there. He's got his gun on it. You got that little gun thing that comes up. And even in the back there, you could see where the back wheels fold down, and you could store those little components in there. And it looks like Roller can have like a headmaster type of thing going inside there, it looks like. And I mean, you could see Trailbreaker in the back of the trailer for Optimus Prime, which is very cool. Since Trailbreaker's kind of a bigger transformer too, so I imagine like Ironhide and Ratchet can fit in there even. So that's cool. They're doing everything right. Even the back door on the trailer is totally different than the Earthrise one, and it just folds down. It doesn't have this extra garbage going on. It's just very simple, which is actually good because I didn't like it when they made it a little bit more complex where the trailer door can come off or whatever they did with that on the Earthrise. But this is very simple, and I mean, I always kind of wish that Roller could transform and be like a mini-con for Optimus Prime, but they just never did that in the G1, so of course they're not going to do that here, but I've always wished that. I've always liked the idea of Roller transforming. Now here is with the semi-truck. This is all of the truck mode here, and this looks like Masterpiece. I'm just looking at this and I'm like, this is Masterpiece basically. And some people complain that there's not a silver line on here because, you know, he has a silver line on his chest, but he doesn't have it in the truck mode. But in the cartoon, if you actually look at the cartoon mode, he didn't have a silver line on his semi-truck. So they're not going to put that here because they're copying the cartoon. Makes perfect sense to me. So you're getting the Optimus Prime that you got in the cartoon, the Peter Cullen straight up Optimus Prime. So you're going to get that. And I think this looks great, honestly. I really think, I mean, I like the fact that for once, Hasbro decided to paint some hubcaps on the tires, which is something that I see that they leave out on a lot of them. And I really like that on this. I really hope that they didn't do rubber tires, though. I don't know. I haven't paid attention enough to know if they did or didn't, but I hope not because that stuff usually dries up over time and cracks, and I don't like that. But yeah, you get this option here where you get the blast off mechanism like you did in the movie, where the truck blasts off and he transforms in the air and does the whole heroic like battle, like blasting in the sky type of thing. And this is cool that they give you this. This is something special that they actually did to make you recreate that scene. But unfortunately, I'm not going to probably use it for that. Those things would be cool underneath Starscream's feet maybe or something, so he can kind of look like Starscream's flying or something, like taking off. I don't know. But the semi-truck, it's nice that they include that because they got to fill out this price point and fill in for the plastic that they're using, and they got to make it worth the money that you're spending. So here we got more Optimus Prime doing cool things. These pictures are very cool. The background and the whole diorama that they have going on here, very, very cool. I love this. This is awesome. Even the floor on that looks cool. But Optimus Prime looking like the Optimus Prime here. This is him commanding. I mean, this is straight up Commander class because this is literally the Commander. The way he's doing everything, pointing, and this guy feels like the leader that we needed, you know. And I just love how they did this. Everything about this is cool. I'm just gushing about it. I'm willing to pay whatever, the $90 or $100, whatever, after everything's said and done. And it sounds to me like this is going to come out in November. Well, I'm going to be out of the country for November and December. So this is going to suck for me because if I pre-order it and it shows up on my doorstep in the wintertime, someone's going to have to take it inside of my house or something because I'm not going to be here at all. So that sucks. But here it is with the box and everything. Here's all the, obviously the pose, like the blast off truck mode, and then obviously the pose when he's in the sky shooting at Megatron, or shooting at the Decepticons, I should say. But yeah, this is the box. This looks good. I like this box. It fits Optimus Prime, and it shows that memorable scene where Optimus Prime is like literally taking out all the Decepticons and just totally bodying everybody. But that's a cool box anyway. And I can't remember what Ultra Magnus's box was like. I think it was similar to this, but yeah. So this looks great. I can't complain. Like I said, I'm talking too much about this thing and how great it is. I tried to find things that are wrong with it, but I really don't see anything that they did wrong here. Maybe the transformation is a little hard or something. I don't know. Speaking of commander classes, I just wanted to kind of throw this in there. We need a commander class Megatron, and I know they're not going to do a gun. We know that. Let's be honest, they're not going to do it. So this is the closest we can get to the G1 Megatron now. This is from the Transformers Devastation video game. And I think that this is the most fitting. Now, they'll probably do a Transformers Devastation Megatron that looks like that has all the cell shading and stuff. But I want them to do a Commander class Megatron that looks like this now to go alongside my Optimus Prime. So maybe next year they can do a Commander class Megatron and release it like in Studio Series 86. I would like it sooner, I wish, but I know they're not going to do it right away because it's a Transformer that's supposed to turn into a gun, but it doesn't. But anyway, this is the closest we'll get to that probably. And it's kind of sad, but we're going to get a tank. It's going to be a great tank. But hopefully everything transforms and looks as G1 as possible. Because we need to stop getting the same Megatron, that Siege Megatron and that Earthrise Megatron. We need to stop getting that mold. That mold is so played out now. We need to retire that one. We need to get a new mold that is very interesting to transform and looks G1 as you can get. I mean, as close to the G1 cartoon model as possible, please. And make sure you get that big cannon on his arm. I really like that. So that's just something that I wanted to just drop and I wanted to talk about. Anyway, I've talked about this thing a lot. I've been kind of rambling here, but tell me what you think about this thing in the comment section below. Tell me what all the stuff you want to say about this thing because I think it's so cool that we're getting this. Maybe you don't like it. I don't know. But tell me what you think in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.